Well, hello again and welcome to our reading of Mark's Gospel. We're reading in chapter 7 and this is the section on the traditions of men, Jesus having debates with the Pharisees. And so he's said to them, well do you put aside the commandment of God in order that you might establish your traditions. For Moses said, honour your father and your mother. The one speaking ill of his father and mother, let him die by death. And that's where we finished last time. But you lot, you say, if a man might say, aorist subjunctive, to his father or to his mother. Now it's easiest to take this next bit here first. In respect, and take e'an for an, and our main verb is ophelethes, which is an aorist passive subjunctive from ophelo, to be of use to someone, to be of profit, to be of use. So in respect of that which you might get benefit ex emu from me, it is understood korban. That is, it is a gift to God. So korban is just a literal translation of a Hebrew word. The word was used to dedicate something to God and hence remove it from common usage. So if you had a pot of money, your parents said, look, we could do with that. You say, it is korban, it is dedicated to God, and you give it to the temple. And the parents don't get any benefit from it. That, I think, is the sense of it here. So it's then literally, if a man says to his father or his mother, that which you, in respect of that which you would profit from me, it is korban. That is explanatory word here, explains that korban means doran. It is a gift understood to God. Now the fact that he has to explain this word to the audience means that the audience is probably, at least contains non-Jews who wouldn't understand what this word meant. Uketi afiete, this is from afhiemi, you no longer allow him to do, or you double negative, so this is nothing, but you translate it as anything, to do anything for his father or his mother. Aku, this is from aku ro'o, which is a contracted, this is a participle, contracted. It means to cancel or disregard, to make null and void. So, making null and void the word of God by your traditions which you have received. Now this is in the dative here by attraction back to this dative form here. This is from paradosis, third declension noun. You would expect this to be in the accusative. It takes its case from its own clause, but you often get this attraction. It happens in classical Greek, but it seems to be more common here. So that's why it's in the dative. So making null and void the word of God by your tradition which you have received. This is the aorist from paradidomi. And paramoia, toi alta. Paramoia is similar things. So you do many other such similar things. And having called again the crowd, he began to say to them, hear me, all of you, and sun ette, this is from sun hiemi, to understand. So hear me, all of you, and understand. Uden esti exothen. Now we're getting this exothen. Then ending is from, and exo is outside. And esti, there is nothing from outside of the man, as poromenon, proceeding into him, which dunatai is able, koinosai auton, to defile him, to make him unclean. And this is from the verb koinoo. We mentioned before, koinos has this sense of uncleanness. not to make him new, which is what the word generally means, but here is to make common. Koinos is common, but here it is in the sense of to make unclean or defile. For there is nothing from outside of a man proceeding into him which is able to defile him, but ta ekporuomena. Now this is the things going out from the man. So this is a present neuter participle from ekporuomai, to go out. But the things coming out from the man, neuter plural singular verb, are the things defiling the man. Present participle here from koinoo. This is a neuter plural present participle. And when he went into the house, apo to oklu, away from the crowd, his disciples, eperoton, this is from eperotao, it's just an imperfect, they began to ask him, contracted form from eperotao, so you get the a plus the on ending becomes own. So his disciples began to ask him about the parable. Historic present, he says to them, and it's a question, so are you lot also so ignorant? Are you lot also thus ignorant, so ignorant? Sunetai, it's formed from alpha privative, alpha negative, and the sunetai is connected with that sun hiemi, to understand. So are you also, do you also have such a lack of understanding? Are you also so ignorant? Do you not understand? It starts out, well, it's a question here. So do you not understand that everything proceeding from entering in from outside? So that's exo plus that then, from outside. The top goes with the present participle, entering in this time. So do you not understand that everything entering into the man from outside is not able, koinosai, to defile him? Because it, and we're not sure what the subject of this thing is, it's just this vague pan here, everything. So because it does not enter into his heart, but into his koilia, his stomach. And ekporuetai, it passes out. Now we get this this very late word here. It's probably a Macedonian word. It means toilet or latrine. Probably latrine because it's probably a military term. But so it passes out into the toilet or into the latrine. And we get a sort of editorial comment from Mark here, kathorisdon panta tabromata, literally making clean all foods. So often translated declaring all foods to be clean, which of course was an issue in the early church, and there would have been certainly some early Christians that would have disagreed with this, some of the Jewish Christians, that he's doing no such thing really. But he said that that which comes out from the man, so that which comes out from the man, it is that thing, this is from koinoo. It's a contracted, it's just a present form, it's koinoo, and then it contracts to oi, so defiles the man. Esothen, from within. We've had exothen, from outside. This is esothen, from within, from the heart of man, do the dialogismoi is the thoughts, the evil thoughts proceed, come out. And he has now a list of various evil thoughts that come out. We see these lists in, Paul has these lists of sins and various things. He also lists all the terrible things that happened to him. this seems to be a late Hellenistic Greek way of doing things. You'll see also in the contemporary work of Caratone, the ancient Greek novel, there's also these lists of things that you see there, and of course you see them again in the teachings. The Didache also has these things. It seems to be a common trope here. So porneia is sexual immorality. Not quite sure what that means. It may be connected with use of prostitutes because of this porneia here. Klopai, thievery, and these are all in the plural. So thievings, murders, adulteries. Pleonexii is greeds, acts of greed. Ponerai, evil doings. Dolos, now we get the singular. Dolos, guile. Aselgeia is indecency or debauchery. The evil eye, not quite sure what that means. Blasphemia, blasphemy. Hyperephania, arrogance and ignorance. For all these evil things come out from within and defile the man.